Hey everyone, welcome. Let's go through today's price action analysis of Bank Nifty futures using bar by bar price action. Interesting day today. Opened above yesterday's high, gapped up, but it failed there. Could not hold above this important resistance. That's why I marked this particular line in dark or bold blue to be able to identify this in yesterday's high and yesterday's low as important zones. Price failed here and tried to poke below EMA, but barely managed to go there. I did not take any trades here because even though it's a failure, it's a big bar that I'm afraid of. And second, it did not close below EMA. So around EMA, I'm really careful. I want to be on the right side of EMA, which is the price is still above EMA. So I want to look at buy trades. Price is convincingly below EMA. I want to look at the sale trades, right? Now there's a follow through on bar 2, bar 3. Bar 3 has a tail, so some bulls are providing the support. By the this line is a basically a channel from yesterday. I can quickly show you this thing. So you can see that this is the channel that I drew. I'm just showing because that compresses the number of bars and I can show you the chart clearly. Join this and there's a parallel that I drew here, right? So that's where the price failed in the morning, right? And then it came close to the lower end of the channel, which is the trend line, right? Tail. So bulls supported it, some bulls bought and tried to push the prices up, but bears scaled in lower, right? And they pushed the prices on bar 5, and it closed really strong. So these bulls, those who try to support in here, they're possibly trapped, right? And they try to get out. So this is what I see on this bar. Initially it opened, gapped up, closes here for bar 5, bar 6 gapped up, went up, but made up with selling pressure, or possibly these bulls who were trapped and they gave up. So I basically got short below bar 5, right, which is around 1545. 15045, right? Entry triggered, but what happened here? Entry bar did not close well below this tail, this bar 3 tail, which is a warning sign, right? So I just wanted to see how it moves and decide in the closing few ticks or seconds of the bar. But at least this bar closed bearish. This bar opened, gapped down, and tried to go down. So I kept the price, let the stop be there at 10 points away from my entry price, right? But it was not able to poke through this trend line that is coming from yesterday. So it's a sign of weakness. Plus, already this bar did not close below this tail, which is possibly a support zone, right? Now, this is the price action analysis that I'm using to decide whether I should stick with this position or not, right? Um, if you're unsure, just stay and stick with the stop of 10 points and let it hit. Do not try to over manage the trade, right? That is very important because what happens is that you end up managing wrong trades, right? Those which are going to win, most of the times you end up managing them and getting out unnecessarily at break even, or worst case a small loss, right? If you're not sure, just don't do anything out of emotions, right? You have worked out a plan, stick to it. But in this case, what I did is looking at this weakness, Bear is not able to push the prices down convincingly. I got out. Basically, I had moved the stop to break even. Okay. Now you'll say this bar is 45 and it moved 20, so definitely 20 points of profit was available in all those things. Yes, it's up to you. How do you want to manage the profit booking mechanism? You could go for all 50 points. I have done that as well, but that was leading to over trading, so I wanted to control that piece. Then price went up. You can see these tails were clearly a sign of weakness on the bear side, and were able to push the prices up. Bar 8, 9, 10, 11, 4 consecutive bars, strong movement. An attempt by bears to fail the breakout about EMA on bar 12, right? But what you see next is there is a immediately bulls bought the close of bar 12, so there's a good sign that this possibly the bull breakout is holding, right? There is an attempt by bears to push the prices again on bar 14, bar 13 closed here, right, and bar 14 opened here. So these bears definitely try to get out. So looking at this, immediately I saw that these bears who were trapped possibly got out here. So I placed a buy order about this bar 13 high, which got triggered, but again it is a tail. Now, if this bullish momentum is to sustain against this bearish trend that has been established as of now, we need a quick move. A quick move through yesterday's high. I don't want any shakiness, any lack of momentum, right? So, no, the moment I saw the bar did not close well, I was ready to get out. The bar opened positively, at least not did not go down immediately, which is bar 15. Tried to go up one more time, but it was failing around this zone. So I basically got out at market. I did not want to see this kind of a weakness. So this trade was closed around at 4 points profit, luckily for me. Or you could have moved your stop to break even when you saw this kind of a uh, momentum being lost, right? Then the price kept coming down. This is an area where bulls try to provide the support on bar 17, but immediately bears applied the pressure. Bar 17, 18, 18, 19, 20. It broke through the EMA one more time, went below the EMA. Then there is some price action around EMA. The bulls are trying to support and come back up. Multiple attempts were made, 21, 23, then again 26, 27, but still it failed to go past EMA. And then I drew this trend line once the bar 29 appeared, right, and then kept falling down. Then, but this all this movement, which is a reaction to this strong up move, was a slow creeping or crawling move, is what I can see here, right? So that's why I was not initiating any short trades here. One, I'm really careful around EMA, and second, I'm looking at this context, right? There is no strong bear trend that has been built yet. This is whenever a strong bear bar appears, immediately bull bar was appearing, right? So this is not a sign of a strong bear trend. Then what is an important zone here, right? This is where bulls initiated. This is possibly going to be an important point for the zone, right, which is basically 15,040. This is where bulls provided the support on bar 31. And what happened here is that now we expect the prices to move up if the bear move is, sorry, the bull move is to continue. But what happened next is bar 32. Bears basically scaled in. The moment this bar closed, there's a gap down, and then those who bought in here, they knew this and they scaled in, and then they got out, right? Possibly at break even uh, point, or maybe small profit, depending upon where they entered, right? Then you still saw this bar basically negating this pressure that bulls were creating, bar 32. The moment I see this, I can sense that this support is not going to hold, right? So what happened here is these bulls who are still holding, they bought the close, pushed the prices, but it was really weak at 10, and it was ready, so I went short below bar 32. And you can see that once bar 33 got a close, a bearish close, it just plummeted down, right, for next two bars at least, which is you entered on 15,042 or somewhere around that, and you definitely got 40 points more on this short trade, right? And then there was some support around 15,000, because that's a big round number, right? That is where sometimes you get support or resistance depending upon which way the price is moving, and that's what happened here. The price was hovering around that zone. Bears were not able to convincingly go past 15,000, and bulls were trying to hold the ground at around that zone. So eventually bulls were able to get past EMA. They broke the trend line. This bar is a pressure that bulls apply, and that is an important clue that is being dropped, right? And what you see next is interesting price action one more time. Usually I don't trade beyond 940, 950, but today I wanted to see how this pans out, and I had some more time before I wanted to close this. So what happened here is interesting price action. Just watch this very closely, right? The moment I saw this and this, which is about 1449, I joined these 2 points and draw a line, trend line, and then there's a parallel that I drew through bar 47, right? And this is where a price was failing, bar 55, but it is still above EMA. It has a tail, so weak attempt by bears possibly. Then bulls bought bar 56. Bulls bought the close immediately of bar 55 and pushed the prices up, but bears scaled in above bar 55. They applied the pressure, they sold the close of bar 56, and they tried to push the prices down. But what do you see next? Bar 57. Bulls immediately bought the close on bar 58 and they pushed the prices up, but they were not able to hold the ground, at least for a while. Then bears basically applied the pressure. That's why you see this tail on the top. One more attempt by bears on bar 59. Finally, they were able to basically break this support and push the prices down to this level, which is below bar 454, because this is an important zone now, because this is the important bar in so many bars that bears created here. This is a bar without any tails on top and the bottom, and it is basically, in terms of the context, very important bar because it broke the trend line. It is a it went above EMA and managed to close above EMA convincingly. So this low is where possibly the stops are going to be kept for some of them. That is what happened. Bears pushed the prices, stop hitting game was the done. Then bulls bought in here again. So those are aggressive traders. They bought in here, and those who were trapped out, they got out. And once they saw this particular bar, they knew those bulls who were not who put the stops in here, they knew that they got trapped out. And some bears who sold in here, they knew they were trapped in. So there are trapped out bulls and there are trapped in bears. What is to be expected? Which is they will try and scale in, bears will try and scale in, and they will try and get out as soon as possible, right? So that's exactly what happened. They sold the close of this bar, price went down a little bit, and then I placed an immediately, and sensing this, placed a long order above bar 61 high. It triggered. Now this is into resistance zone. Okay, usually I avoid these kind of trades, but this is a context that has been built wherein there is a trap for sure, trapped in bears and trapped out bulls, and that is what is going to fuel the rally for sure. Looking at this context, I entered the bar. It closed well, this decent close, but it was not able to get past resistance. The moment you see this, now this is an important progression of a trader, right? uh, when you see this kind of a thing and you don't see a very good entry bar, doubts will start creeping in, and you'll see you'll think that, oh, maybe this trade is not going to work. I should try and move the stock to break even, or what should I do? Should I get out or should I let it? So there's a confusion that is arising. You have to get past it as soon as possible in your practice, in your live trading, because this is the moment of patience and test of how well you follow your rules and how disciplined you are, because it was just a momentary blip. It tried to go down and there you go, boom, there is a breakout on bar 63. So you entered long at 15.034 or 35, depends on where you got filled, and definitely this bar was a good, and then this went up 78.3. So this was another 40 points trade. Even if you managed to get 30 points, that was definitely a great long opportunity, even though trend was bearish. This is how the context was being built by bulls, and I explained about the trapped in bears and trapped out bulls, right? And that's what we capitalize on. You can see that then they try to push the prices down, but it was all choppy session, got supported EMA, one more level. So someone who was able to hold through, right, part position at least, they got 35. So it went down to almost 115 or 120, almost 80, 70 to 80 points. What else you want? Basically from 10.15 to 10.35. So around in 20 minutes, you got a profit of 10 points risk and 80 points profit if you are able to hold through complete position or at least a part position, right? That's it as far as today's price action analysis is concerned. This trade was a breakout exit. This was a basically +4. This is +40, and this was +40. I'm not looking at part exits. I'm just basically counting, considering the complete exit. Okay, thanks for watching. I hope it helped.